Christian, George handed over the torch to be the salute to service. What does that mean to you?
It's a huge honor. Definitely a huge honor. I think it's awesome to be around guys who do so much for the community, do so much for our troops, and so to receive that nomination is an honor.
Kyle talked after the game about wanting everybody to come back this week with a chip on their shoulder to practice. How have you seen, as a leader in this locker room, how this team has responded?
I've been responding great. I think everybody's been super focused and on the attention to detail and the walkthroughs, the meetings, everything.
Obviously not something that you want, but is it something that just happens sometimes over the course of the season?
Each game, like I always say this, but you never know what's going to happen. It's about every day in this league is about getting better, having emotional stamina and mental stamina to withstand the duration of the year, and that means when you win, you forget about it, move on. When you lose, you correct the mistakes and move on.
Some of that sometimes a younger roster, and you kind of see that emotional roller coaster.
I wouldn't say. I think every team goes through different things throughout the year that take resiliency, and I don't think it has to do with the younger or older roster.
Christian, after you watched the tape, I know some of it's penalty related, but why do you think it was so hard to get off to a better start the other day?
I think just penalties, not staying on the field on third downs. It's never one thing. Football's the biggest team game on the planet. So as an offense, it's just our job to, if defense has a long drive, we got to eliminate the 3 and outs. We got to stay on the field. We got to move the chains and just be smart, be a pro, and do your job on every play.
Christian Jauan has been listed with, I think, 4 or 5 different injuries since training camp. Obviously, he's battling through stuff just to play, like a lot of guys. But what have you seen from him this year and how he's kind of dealt with that type of physical adversity?
Yeah, man, he's been extremely tough. It's playing with injuries sucks. It's always tough, and the hardest part is that nobody cares when you're out there on the field, and so you just kind of have to deal with it. And he's done an exemplary job of doing that, man. And we all know what he's going through, all know what he's had to deal with, and so for him to go out there and continue to put his best foot out there is inspiring. So, man, I love playing with a guy like that.
Christian, this MetLife turf is notoriously considered maybe one of the worst in the league. Do you do anything different to prepare for going up against the turf?
No.
Have you had a rib injury before?
Huh?
Have you had a rib injury before?
Probably, yeah.
What do you see out of that run defense? They actually struggled a little bit. Some big plays last week against Philly. What do you see?
Yeah, I think they're a hell of a defense. I think, and you look at their front, and you look at the way they fly the ball, the way they play well. They had a lot of potential at all, every play to wreak havoc. And so, it'll be our job to do what we got to do to make sure we're straining on every play and get it rolling.